Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. The news is live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. It's also live around the world on citinewsroom.com. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, Supreme Court reject Attorney General's bid to remove Justice Puaman others from Tokono case as defendant. Meanwhile, the Apex Court has also struck out supplementary affidavit of Justice Tokono in support of injunction application. Also coming up, majority in Parliament urges suspended CJ to comply with constitutional procedures governing her potential removal from office.
The Constitution creates the office of Chief Justice, and the same Constitution creates the procedure by which the Chief Justice should be removed. If you accept the office, you must accept the procedure by which you are going to be removed.
Still ahead, Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP still on admission hours after falling ill during Iyoko interrogation last night. And later, Ghana's Black Stars to play Super Eagles of Nigeria in the Four-Nation Tournament at the GTEC Community Stadium in England later tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Actually, the last friendly we lost 2-1, so really want to beat them.
This is the great cup because Ghana is a great team. I know the coach; he's a good coach with the good staff. There are lots of great players, but we are a great nation too.
Of that and more on Citi Prime News, which is live on all affiliates across the 16 regions of the country. Western region, we are live on Beach FM and Premier FM, both in Takrady. Bono region, J Life FM in Sunyain. Ashanti region, we are live on Focus FM and Orange FM, both in Kumasi. Volta region, we are live on Revival in Tajiwu. Northern region, Radio Bimbila in Bimbila. Upper East and Upper West, we are live on Tonsong FM in Wa and Japa FM in Japa.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for choosing us. Now, the Supreme Court has dismissed a preliminary objection by the Attorney General's office seeking to remove members of the committee probing Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono's removal from a lawsuit she filed. Justice Tokono, currently suspended, wants to halt the committee's work and is seeking constitutional interpretation. The Deputy Attorney General argued the committee members weren't properly named in the suit, but the court disagreed. A 5-member panel led by Acting Chief Justice, that is Bafo Boni, ruled the committee members remain parts of the case. Meanwhile, the court has also struck out a supplementary affidavit filed by suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono in support of her injunction application. The affidavit alleged inhumane treatment and described the removal proceedings as a mockery of justice. However, the 5-member panel upheld the Attorney General's objection, ruling that the claims relate to in-camera committee proceedings and cannot be entertained. The court ruled the affidavit inadmissible. We'll bring you more from the court later on in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, still on the suspended CJ, the majority in Parliament is urging her to comply with the constitutional procedures governing her potential removal from office. Addressing the matter during a leaders' media briefing in Parliament, Majority Leader Mahama Ayaraga stated that Justice Tokono should have raised her concerns about her removal procedure for Chief Justices during her vetting. He states that the ongoing process remains within the bounds of the law.
My business is whether or not the process is respected. Are you getting the situation? Now, somebody says, I want the hearing to be held in public. I want a transparent process. Did the Constitution say a transparent process? Did the Constitution say a process in camera? If the Constitution said a process in camera, when you are being vetted in this Parliament and you are being appointed as the Chief Justice, why didn't you say that I am accepting the job subject to me not accepting the procedure for removing me? If you had told us at that time, would we have appointed you as Chief Justice? It comes as a package. The Constitution creates the office of Chief Justice, and the same Constitution creates the procedure by which the Chief Justice should be removed. If you accept the office, you must accept the procedure by which you are going to be removed. It's a package. You cannot accept to enjoy the perks of the office of Chief Justice, and then the procedure by which you will be removed, you say that you not accept that one. Where were you when you were being appointed Chief Justice? So sometimes I don't even understand where people are coming from.
In a related development, the majority leader also called for the nomination of more justices to the Supreme Court with the aim of establishing a northern bench. He argues that contingent upon government financial capacity, this initiative would promote equitable access to justice for citizens in the northern parts of the country.
You filled in so many vacancies. So allow others to also have an opportunity to fill in vacancies. God, being who he is, has done what he thinks fair and changed government, and the NPP has lost and the NDC has come into office. The NDC is making those replacements that you were advocating for. And you're saying that there are too many. No. And let me assure you, I am one of those who have been advocating. That indeed the Supreme Court should have enough numbers so that we can have a northern bench. Because all litigants in the north, when they have to appeal, will have to come down to Accra. In the past, they could get access to justice in Kumasi. And then, it means that litigation becomes more expensive for those of us who are from the north. Being a member of Parliament representing the north, I have to continue advocating that we must have enough numbers so that if you have a southern bench, we can also have a northern bench.
You heard Majority Leader Mahama Ayaraga. Meanwhile, Deputy Minority Leader Patricia Appiagyei has, however, criticized President Mahama's nomination of 7 justices to the Supreme Court, questioning the rationale behind the appointment. Speaking during the same leaders' meeting in Parliament, Patricia Appiagyei argued that there was no clear justification for what she described as the elevation of individuals perceived to be loyalist to the apex courts.
I know of very few judges who are due for retirement, but I don't know whether they work up to the number 7 to be replaced, because I don't think that the history of Ghana is, as long as we can remember, any time a judge is retiring, that is the time that we solicit or we appoint to replace the numbers that are retiring from their service. But the 7, we don't know the justification, and going by the names, we know where their political lineages are.
The Deputy Minority Leader also called on the government to take immediate steps to ensure that the recent appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi translates into tangible relief for citizens. Patricia Appiagyei acknowledged the improvement in exchange rate stability, but underscored the need for its benefit to trickle down to the average Ghanaian.
Everybody is happy that the cedi has become very strong. The exchange rate is coming down, but what is its effect on the cost of living despite the gains that we are experiencing? It is important that certain actions are taken to ensure that the downward trend of the cedi to the dollar, or the appreciation of the cedi, will have a reflection on the cost of living in our country.
Patricia PJ is Deputy Minority Leader. Minister for Energy and Green Transition John Jinapor has directed the Electricity Company of Ghana ECG to inject 200 new transformers into major urban centres as part of effort to improve distribution capacity and address recent power supply challenges. This directive comes in response to weeks of intermittent power outages and is aimed at bolstering infrastructure to meet rising industrial and residential demand. Despite recent concerns, the minister showed that Ghana's overall power supply remains stable even with ongoing export to neighboring countries. Speaking at the opening of the 2025 West African Mining and Power Expo in Accra, John Jinapor reaffirmed government's commitment to reliable power delivery.
With partners such as Gridco and VRA, we are investing in transmission upgrades and diversifying our energy mix with more renewables, gas to power era, and promoting battery storage when it comes to the delivery of power. I'm happy to note that despite the challenges we inherited, recent reports that I get shows that power generation has been very stable and we've even begun exporting some power. What we need to do is to continue to improve the transmission network and the distribution network. In this regard, I've granted approval to ECG as a matter of urgency to inject about 200 new transformers in our major capital cities in order to ensure that we do not just generate power, but we're able to transmit that power and distribute that power to consumers in an effective and efficient manner.
John Jinapor is Minister for Energy and Green Transition. Government has reduced the equity quota policy that reserves placement slots in senior high schools for public basic school students from 30% to 15%. The original policy gave public school students priority access to Category A senior high schools, but it sparked concerns among private school proprietors who said it negatively impacted their enrollment and threatened their financial stability. Addressing the press coordinator of the Free Senior High School Secretariat, Sana Okiti-Dia, said the revised quota takes effect from this academic year.
The 30% equity. Yes, I am pleased to let you know that our Honourable Minister has slashed that 30% down to 15%. Starting with effect from this academic year.
That was the coordinator of the Free Senior High School Secretariat, Sena Oketi-Dia. Meanwhile, the Director of Corporate Affairs of the Ghana National Council of Private Schools, Richard Taylor, welcomed the move.
Well, we are satisfied because this is something that we have been dealing with. You know, it started from having to petition Shraj on this matter, because we considered it as a human rights violation, and it's on equity grounds, it wasn't fair. And so we've pushed it for over 2 years now. And so this new government having come in and having accepted that position that, you know, they are going to reduce the 30% to a 15%, is a good grounds to start with. And then, like it said, Oliver Twist will only ask for more. But, you know, once they've shown us that they listen to what we are saying, and they find validity in our concerns, we are grateful, and then we accept it in good faith.
That was the Director of Corporate Affairs of the Ghana National Council of Private Schools, Richard Taylor. The Consumer Protection Agency says the 1 million substandard diapers destroyed by the Food and Drugs Authority were imported, not smuggled. According to the CPA, the banned diapers were salvaged from trash abroad and repackaged for sale in Ghana, with users reporting skin rashes and infections. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, Executive Director, Mediation and Arbitration at the agency, Nana Prempe Eduhine, expressed shock at their influx despite prior warnings to port authorities about the dangerous products.
Our investigations are that these diapers are imported in. In fact, we were told through our investigations that these diapers are diapers that are rejected in their home countries. When they are going through production, some of these diapers are rejected. They found themselves into the trash cans. And then because of greed, somebody goes there, pick them up, bag them into a container, bring them to Ghana, and then come and repack them in polythenes, plain polythenes, and then they put them on the market. That is what they have been doing. So when we had the information and we alerted FDA said, okay, some of these diapers came in, they came to us and they said they have diapers they didn't want to bring in. They were given safe houses for it to be packed. Later on, they realized that the places that they are even being packed were not doing the right thing. So the FDA closed down all those places. All of these diapers that we are talking about failed. The FDA told that they failed, so they were bound not to come in. So it's strange that we are still getting them on the market.
Nana Prempe Eduhene is Executive Director in charge of mediation and arbitration at the Consumer Protection Agency. This is still the City Prime News on 97.3 City FM. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Still to come, Ghana's Black Stars to play Super Eagles of Nigeria in a four-nation tournament at the GTech Community Stadium in the UK. We have details coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back. Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Inchibusiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, remains on admission at the 37 Military Hospital after falling ill during interrogation by the Economic and Organized Crime Office last night. Chairman Wontumi was arrested by EU cooperatives as he exited the CID headquarters yesterday. He is currently under investigation over some financial dealings with Exim Bank. Let's go on the phone lines and speak to my colleague Charles Osukumi, who has been following up on this particular issue. Charles, good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. What more do we know about the state of the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP?
Well, his lawyers say he's fine. He's in good spirits, and he's still being kept at this, we're told, a certain facility within the 37 military hospital, where he has been on admission since last night. Yes, we know that last night, in the course of the day, yesterday, he was picked up by Yoko officials just when he was leaving the premises of the CID headquarters and brought to the Yoko headquarters on High Street for interrogation. We're being told that it's in connection with some financial stuff with Exim Bank. So the interrogation took about 6 hours, and in the course of that interrogation, his lawyer and Yapiakubi informed us later that the chairman took ill and was then later taken to this facility at 37, where he's been kept since then. So the lawyers were here in the morning to get local officials to go with them to this 37, but Apiakubi tells us that he couldn't get hold of any of the people from Yoko, so he's gone back to his chambers and will return later and see if he will be able to find somebody and go to this facility. So we expect that if he is fine and is able to continue with the interrogation, as we mentioned last night, the interrogations will continue today. Some of the party officials, NPP party officials, are here. The Ashanti Regional Communications Director of the party is here. I'll engage him briefly on this very matter. Thank you, Mr. Poyando. The chairman, since last night, he's been unwell. We're told he's in a certain facility within 37 military hospital. What do you make of what has gone on since last night?
Thank you very much. And let me commend you and your visit. But whatever has been happening here, you've been giving the update. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that somebody will be just picked up like that. And in that rumble style, it is wrong for him not to have access to his lawyers and other medication, even if he tells you he's not well. As it stands, we have his trust with us, but he's taken over by the UCO officials without having access to those things. He's sick. He's not well. And upon listening to the latest development, they are ready to grant him bail. But the bail condition, it's abnormal. 500 billion, 50 million Ghana cedis. Who has that kind of property? Except John Mahama and Ibrahim Mahama.
So have you had access to the chairman this morning, and how is he doing?
We haven't had any access to him. We have not had any access. I said I have in possession his drugs, his personal drugs that he takes. I have it. I've not given it to him. So he's with them.
Well, how you heard the Ashanti Regional Communications Director of the NPP, Paul Yando. A few of the party supporters who were here last night have returned in show of solidarity with the chairman. So we're actually waiting for the lawyers to return, led by the former Member of Parliament for Ashanti Achim North, and the Apiakubi. And then we'll see what happens from there.
Very well, grateful for your time. Charles Osukume is my colleague here at 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Now, the Ashanti Regional Health Directorate is raising concerns over the increasing number of mpox cases in the country, urging the public to remain vigilant as early detection remains the most effective way to curb the spread of the virus. Originally an animal-borne disease, mpox has become a growing public health concern due to the increased human contact with infected rodents and monkeys. At a press conference today, Ashanti Regional Health Director Dr. Frederick Adomakon revealed that while the region has recorded 10 suspected cases, none have been confirmed so far.
Currently, as you know, the country has an outbreak of mpox. We have recorded 19 cases. We don't have any. In Ashanti region, we have not recorded any case as we speak, though we have suspected 10 of them. Mpox initially was not a disease of human beings. It was a disease of animal. But now, human beings, we get it. So we call it a zoonotic disease. Mpox is transmitted by close physical contact. Indirectly, you can also get it from the environment. If somebody is having a lesion, holding the doorknobs or on the table. These are ways that you get mpox virus. One thing with mpox is because the transmission is through close physical contact. When you are examining people with mpox, you also have to pay particular attention to the genitalia. There is no specific treatment for mpox.
You heard Ashanti Regional Health Director Dr. Frederick Adomakon. Now, the Crusaders Against Corruption Ghana is commending the majority's intention to probe the COVID-19 fund, AJAPA and PDS deals. In his opening remarks on the floor of Parliament yesterday, Majority Leader Mahama Ayaraga announced that the caucus will lead investigations into alleged financial mismanagement under the former Akufo-Addo administration, including the handling of COVID-19 funds and several sole-sourced contracts. Responding to the initiative in an interview with Citi News, Chief Crusader of the Crusaders Against Corruption Ghana, Emmanuel Wilson Jr., welcomed the move, stating that it has legal backing.
Well, I think it's laudable. First off, one of the basic duties of Parliament is to serve as an oversight or have the oversight responsibility in the executive. And so if this comment is coming from the leader of Parliament, it embodies the entire Parliament just doing their basic legal duty, which is serving as a check or supervisors to activities of the executive. Crime in this case, or corruption in this case, is not, something that we can define as it has a side or it has an expiration date. In that, if you look at the 1960 Criminal Code of Ghana, corruption is defined as a crime, and crime doesn't have an expiration date. So whether the action was committed last year, last 5 years, 20 years, whatever year it is, if Parliament decides at any given period to go into it, it is legally acceptable. And so there's nothing wrong with that.
He further noted that investigations into the activities of previous government should not be seen as politically motivated, but rather a necessary step towards enhancing accountability.
Those who are making arguments as to whether or not this constitutes witch hunt, I find it difficult to appreciate, because if you are not a witch, you shouldn't be scared of being hunted. In other words, if you think that you have not committed any corrupt practice or criminal offense in this matter, then you shouldn't be scared of any probe whatsoever. And so that argument doesn't come. The only encouragement I'll give to Parliament is that Parliament must not only be seen pursuing activities that is limited to just the previous administration. Now that Parliament is in session, what it means is that Parliament is about 4 or 5 months old, just like the executive. And so it is expected that day in, day out, activities of even the current executive, Parliament will be seen serving as a check or supervisors to it.
Chief Crusader of Crusaders Against Corruption Ghana, Emmanuel Wilson Jr. Now, the Black Stars of Ghana will lock horns with Nigeria's Super Eagles in the semi-final of the 2025 Unity Cup at the GTech Community Stadium later tonight in England. The rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria, famously known as the Jollof Derby, has a rich history with 56 encounters between the two teams. Bernard Abeku Oshiri of the Citi Sports Desk has more in this report.
The Jollof Derby rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria boasts a storied history with 56 matches played. Ghana holds the edge with 22 wins. Nigeria has 13 victories and 21 games have ended in draws. Recently, Nigeria's Super Eagles have dominated, winning 3 of the last 5 encounters, including the most recent Championship of African Nations qualifier in Ojo. However, Ghana's Black Stars triumphed in their last competitive clash, defeating Nigeria on aggregate at the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in Abuja's Mashoud Abiola Stadium.
Comes out to Partey, hits it well, it's gone in under the goalkeeper, and Thomas Partey gives Ghana the lead here.
The Jollof Derby rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria reignites in a friendly match at the GTech Community Stadium, with bragging rights on the line for both nations. Nigeria's Super Eagles, ranked 6th in CAF and 43rd globally, face Ghana's Black Stars, who sit 14th in Africa and 76th in the world. Ahead of tonight's clash, Coach Otoado of Ghana and Eric Shell of Nigeria shared their thoughts on a highly anticipated encounter.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Actually, the last friendly we lost 2-1, so really we want to beat them. I know about the rivalry. It's not only in England, but I think England has a very huge community of Nigerians and Ghanaians. So, but it's everywhere, and it's very important.
This is the Great Cup because Ghana is a great team. I know the coach. He's a good coach with a good staff. There are lots of great players, but we are a great nation too. We have lots of great players. We have some players of our national league. They play well. So
the winner will face Jamaica in the final on Saturday, May 31, 2025.
That report was put together by Citi Sports' Bernard Abeku Ochri. And that's it for today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Please log on to citinewsroom.com for more stories. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Good afternoon.
Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.